Sorry for the break in transmission. It was due to the power outage. What you guys know as power cut, if you're in the US or in Europe. So before now, we were talking to Evelyn Akhator about we're still focusing on her club career and how she started out as a basketball player, how she moved from Nigeria to the US in search of the golden fleece, like we always call it around here, and then the journey, how has the journey been so far for her, and playing in the WNBA, getting picked as the third overall draft at the 2017 season, yeah, and the media hype surrounding that is expectation going into the WNBA, how everything turned out, what really happened in between, things like that, and then she's been taking us through all those exciting journeys, and then having her back now to continue the session with Evelyn Akhator on this special Monday edition of MBBF Insta Live, and it's been exciting so far. We've had 3 or 4 editions. We've had Promise Anumakara on the show. We've had Stan Okoye, also Kelechi Anuna. I think she's our 4th guest. So, Evelyn, nice to have you back.
Yeah, welcome back from the break in transmission.
I should be the one to be welcoming you back because you never was on our left. Now, how difficult was it to play in the WNBA?
Well, like I was saying, I didn't play, so I won't say it was really difficult. I think
You
if
didn't
I
play.
had they didn't give me enough playing time.
You played 15 games and you didn't have enough time.
Like 15 games, seconds to go, like 30 seconds to go.
How many minutes do you need to impress?
Did you see the minutes I averaged?
How will I know? They play.
I didn't get the opportunity to play. So yeah. But I think if we were given the opportunity, I wouldn't. It wasn't. I mean, the game isn't difficult because I play against the WNBA players overseas. I play against them, and I mean they are. Don't get me wrong, they are good players. They're great players. But in terms of competing against them, like I would say playing in the WNBA isn't,
No.
playing in the WNBA isn't that difficult. That's what I would say.
Okay. You've been moving around a lot. 2017, 2018, you were in Russia. 2018, 2019, you were in Turkey. You played for Besiktas. During the 2019 season, you went to CB Avenida.
Yeah.
The same 2019, you went to Flames Carolo in
Flams.
France. Yes.
Yeah.
Flams, right? You seem to be on the move a lot. What are you looking for?
Well, see, it's all about the money one for one. It's not like football. Football you can have a certain like a stay. I don't know how it is in football. So, but the way it is you only sign one season every year. Every season you only sign 1 year. Not really 1 year, but let me say 1 year. And this whole season. And then if you decide to stay, the team likes you. You like the team, and they offer good money. You can decide to extend your contract. That's how it is. So me playing in Russia, I didn't like it. It wasn't what I wanted. For my first year, I wouldn't advise any pro player to go play in Russia. And then my second year, I loved it in Turkey. I would have signed back, but they still owe me money up till now. So like they lack money. So I had to leave. And me going to Spain, it wasn't a good decision for me on my own part. And so I had to leave and then went to France, and I loved France. So yeah.
Um, Out of all these the four clubs that you played for in Europe, which one will you say? Yeah, you ruled out Russia totally, but in Turkey you left because of financial reasons.
Hmm.
Um, Spain, you never had it so good. But compared, um, the, if you have to compare the time you had in Turkey and also the time you're having right now in France, which one will you pick as being the best time of your career at the club level?
Okay. In terms of the money wise,
Now,
um, uh,
let's talk about um, the fun you had on the court. We will come to the money later
okay, yeah, I'll pick France.
because you had more playing time or
It's not a
because
play. I had playing times in Turkey too. I had more playing time in Turkey anyway. But it's just the environment, the environment, the people, and my teammates. Don't get me wrong, my teammates in Turkey was amazing. But it's the vibe, and it be like, yeah, I connected with everybody on the team in France. From young old, I connected with everybody. In terms of Turkey, I connected, but it was more of like, the older people want to be old. They don't have that vibe with younger people as much as in France. So I'll pick France all day.
okay. Now when it comes to the blessing, that was how Michael called it. That you don't have to call it money, but the blessing. So in terms of the blessing, how rewarding was it playing in Turkey compared to playing either in France or in Spain?
Well, Turkey pay more, but France is more safe. France, their taxes. France has a lot of tax, but it's safe. So in terms of the money, I'll say Turkey. You know, um, that's how it is. Turkey. When you start counting the people that pay more, it's more like China, South Korea, Russia, Turkey. Before you start thinking of France, Spain. But that's how it is. I'll pick Turkey in terms of the financial part.
Okay. We knew that not until January 3rd or 2020, the pay in the WNBA was not that good. But earlier this year, they agreed on a 53% increment in terms of the minimum wage. They agreed on maternity pay for pregnant athletes. They also um, brought into play the 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 collective bargaining power or the bargaining arrangement, for players and all that and all that. Will that change anything in your future career decision? In terms of wanting to go back to the WNBA now that the money.
Honestly, yeah, honestly, yeah, they increased the money. The money is still not a lot, because when you take out the taxes, it's still like small. That's one. And then you think about now they put in so many rules in the sense that if you don't come up for training camp, it's like you start getting caught, and then like you start getting fined. That's like you get fined now because they've increased it, which is like they're still taking back the money out of it. So maybe I might consider it, but I think as of now, I would prefer going to play summer league, like in another country after I play my normal league. So I would prefer go play summer league where I can have rest of mind, peace of mind, and not think about training camp or getting caught. Like where I can just mainly focus on playing and practice. I think I would prefer playing in summer league.
Okay, now let's look at your journey. How the journey started for you at the national level. That should be 2017. You arrived in camp probably 2 days before the trip to Mali, and then you're just everywhere. Oh, Evelyn, 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 and all that. We knew that before that time you were popular amongst fans and also amongst the people. But how easy was it for you coming back home to play for Nigeria?
How easy was it?
Yeah.
Uh, it wasn't easy. Like it was something like a battle between myself. Should I go? Should I not go? So it wasn't really easy. You know, but thankful it was a new management. I just needed to give it a shot, and it happened to be the person as the president right now understands. I mean, it is difficult. I understand, but you understand basketball and the pain we players feel. And I just needed. It wasn't easy, but I just needed to give it a shot, and I got called and decided and accepted to participate.
You said you were having two minds, whether to play or not to play. Were you bothered about probably the welfare of you being the player on the national roster, or you were being approached by other countries to come and play for them, looking at your status? Or you were not too much in a hurry to commit your international career to Nigeria, and then you were trying to weigh other options, which was which?
Yeah, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was more of considering playing for other countries. You know, I had that conversation with the general manager, Magda Ben, in considering playing for not even an African country, probably Turkey or France. I was thinking about that, and because it was more of like I didn't like the way the management was. I didn't like the way they treated the players,
Or the
that was
stories
playing.
you heard? Stories you heard.
It wasn't more of the stories I had. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. So if like I didn't like it actually. That was why I was considering playing elsewhere until the management changed. So I was more when I was asked why, I told them the management. It's a motivation for a player to come play for its own country. It's like, but if the management isn't giving the players what they need, to motivate them to want to do more. I mean, it's depressing. You might just say, you know what, I'm done with it. So, yeah, that was my consideration.
I know that you would have had talks with some people that probably convinced you on, oh, why don't you just give them a try? Why don't you just see how it pans out and all that? Who were those people that you spoke to at that time, apart from the president of the federation, that gave you the assurance or that convinced you to have a second thought on playing for your fatherland?
Okay, 2017, it was Magda Ben that actually spoke to me about playing because it was her that I spoke to 2017 still that I'm thinking about playing for either Turkey or France. So obviously she played in Turkey, so she had that connection to link me, and she was like, "Okay, we're going to talk about it until the president." We knew like it was a new president, and she called me that I'm going to play for the national team. Um, and I was like, I don't think I want to play there. So she gave me the assurance before the president did. She gave me the assurance that it's going to be better. It will be better than the past management. So I took her by her word and then just gave in.
Since we started discussing about the national team, Martha Ben, has been one of the recurring factors around your discussions for the national team. How much of a role has she played in your career as a basketball player?
I mean, when national team actually started coming up, a name pops up. They kept asking if I know Mark Ben, and then Aisha Barkley reached out to me and asked if I know Mark Ben when my senior year. So I was like, I've heard of it. I don't really know her personally, you know. So until we created that relationship when she came to watch me play my senior year. So we created a relationship, and since then we'll be talking, you know. And I think I think just her being there, like being able to listen to people, and I mean, it's a good factor. It's really a good factor, and she played the game. She understands the whole scenario, and she actually did impact not just me, like a lot of people.
Um, at that point, 2017, it was after so many tries, yeah, trying to win the title for the second time after we won in Abuja. I think that should be 2003 or 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Um, then, earlier, we couldn't qualify for the Olympics, but it was something that, okay, this is a team that if we add one or two or three people, they can really make a difference. And then it was a sort of like rebuilding process. So in that whole setup for you, how fast or how easy was it for you to blend in and then settle in and play again?
You're talking about 2017 and now?
No, 2017, coming to the team as a new person, as a new player. How fast was it, or how easy was it for you to settle in and then and then be one of the mainstay in the team?
I think it wasn't. Mind you, before I joined them, I went to Orlando. I was there with them, and I think I built a relationship with most of the players there. You know, I I spoke to Promise, is in a Ugo, yeah, Cecilia. Like I spoke to a lot of the players there, and it wasn't really difficult for me to build that relationship. You know, I'm a very friendly person, and I try to blend in as much as I can. And I I built I built that connection earlier before I left. You know, so it wasn't really difficult for me when I went back to Nigeria. It wasn't hard for me to just blend in.
Were you prepared for for the challenges that you faced when you step on the court for your first game at the 2017 AfroBasket?
If I was prepared,
Yeah.
it was more of I was anxious to play. I just wanted to play because again I was in the WNBA. I didn't play, you know. So like it was a different vibe. So the first game, it was I think I used the game to just throw away my anxiety and anxiousness in me. But it wasn't difficult. I just needed to do what I can, you know, what I could at that moment. So yeah.
All right. Your first tournament for Nigeria in the colors of the D Tigers. You averaged 15.3 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game, and then 1.9 assists per game. To earn Nigeria its second ever title on the continent. How memorable was that for you?
It was more memorable that we won the tournament. It wasn't more of my point. I was more of like, oh yeah, we won the trophy. That was more memorable, not the point. I mean, again, I just play. I really wasn't considering the point. People they counted the points you count, but mine was just to play basketball and win the trophy because I hate losing. So
we played Mali in the semi-finals. Mali being the
Yeah.
host, played Senegal at the finals. The game against Mali was everything to everybody in Bamako, or Bamako,
Yeah.
because it was a game that they needed to win to have a shot at qualifying for the World Cup.
Hmm.
But Nigeria stood their ground, the players stood their ground, and then we won. Um, in terms of the pressure and being the host, how did you guys prosecute the game? What happened on the court and also um, in the changing room?
Against Senegal.
Against Mali. Mali.
Yeah, sorry, Mali. Well, that game, obviously, one, we knew we were playing the host team. It was going to be difficult, and they're going to do as much as they can to just make sure they win the game. But thankfully, the luck was on our own side. Well, I think another thing, a factor that motivated was the president coming to the locker room during the first half of the game to just
So
tell us,
announced
okay, yeah, the winning bonus, money motivate. Again, I said money motivates a soul, you know. And yeah, when he announced that this was the amount, if we qualify, we're going to get this certain amount, that motivated us to want to do more, you know.
and
And it
then
changed.
you stepped up your game, right?
We all did. Yeah, we all stepped up our game.
Then final against Senegal, because of the rivalry between the two francophone countries, Mali and Senegal, the
Yeah.
Malians had Nigeria during the finals. Did that play any factor in because it was a very close game against Senegal at the finals? But when you look at the crowd,
It wasn't.
it wasn't. Are you sure?
It wasn't. We beat them more than the first time we played them anyway. We beat them with 20 something points.
Before we could open up the gap, it
Yeah.
was like neck to
Yeah.
neck
Hmm.
fair. So when you look at the crowd, how much of importance was that for the team, and also probably in future advice to the federation as in back in Nigeria to want to host the AfroBasket?
Uh, against when we played them, for one, I mean, it was Mali Senegal. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't differentiate between those flags. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's red, yellow, green. So I don't know which one is which, you know. So I think we all we could hear was people. Yeah, they said Malians were supporting us, but we don't know which one is Mali or which one is Senegal. But we was more, you know what? Let's just play. Let's just do what we got to do. Win this game. You know, that was our mentality. It wasn't more of the crowd. Yeah, we could hear the Nigerian people cheering us up, but the crowd was loud, and they came out ready compared to us. Like they came out ready to just win the game. You know, I think we were man. I was like, oh man, we better step up our game because everything we were doing wasn't working for us. We shoot, it wasn't going in. Like layups, like we couldn't do anything, you know, and not until the second half of the game. And but we knew actually we were going to be because we were ready to make history. We were 7-0. We needed that one more win to make history, you know. So we knew we were gonna win.
This discussion is something that a lot of people have been avoiding for, as in when it comes to sport. The discussion around sports, its performance of athletes of the national team, and also the role of the extraterrestrial in terms of juju in sports. Now let's take our mind back to the game against Mali.
Yeah,
Everybody forgot that we were meant to take the kits, the jerseys, to the venue, and then because of the traffic on that particular day, probably we could have missed that game, and then it could have been a walkover,
Yeah.
situation. For you, do you believe that there is juju in African basketball or African sports?
I always hear it, but I don't. Honestly, they say if you believe whatever, that's when it comes to you. I don't believe anybody can use that on me. I don't believe it. Even when I'm seeing it, I still won't believe it because they say what you see, what you believe is what you get. And yeah, it might be happening. People say talk about it, but me personally, I do not believe it. You know. So,
Have, have
but
you seen
against that,
all like that?
you said.
Have you seen anything like that before?
No, I mean honestly, the first time I saw all the stuff on the floor, was when we played Senegal in Senegal. That was the first time I'm seeing like I saw all those stuff happening. But I mean, I still don't believe it. That actually motivated me to want to give my all. So I mean, it might happen. It does happen. I'm not gonna lie, it does happen, but I don't believe it. I don't believe in it.
You missed out of the MVP, being named as the most valuable player of the tournament, but you were still named as one of the top five players of the competition. Uh, did you feel cheated? Did you feel done by the decision, probably by journalists and also the technical people that voted for the MVP?
See, it's fine, okay, but MVP is just a title. It's just a title.
Then
Like
and then a two-shot wristwatch.
well, actually, I got a wristwatch. I
You
got a
could have
watch.
got it.
Being the top five, I got a watch. Yeah, I would have received double too, but I got one. Though it got stolen, but it's just it's just, it's just a title. It's just at the end of the day, I will pick winning the trophy anytime, any day, than losing and taking the MVP. Because what's the point? And then go on and say, "Hey, we lost, but I got the MVP." Like it's nothing. No, so I'll take the trophy anytime, any day, compared to winning the MVP.
I wasn't asking you which one you were going to take.
I
At
know.
that,
I'm
at,
saying
at
like,
that moment, yeah, I know that you're trying to reconstruct my question, but I'm putting it back to you again. Um, at that moment, we had already won.
yes,
Jubilation in Bamako, all over the country, in Nigeria, and all that. Did you feel outdone by for not winning the MVP?
no, I did not, because I think she won it because she was the best scorer during that game. I think that was why she won it. So, I mean, I didn't feel cheated.
Now, tell us the story about your missing wristwatch.
Okay, so I I don't know. That was my first time ever of experiencing something like that. So I checked in my wristwatch, and then the whole drama happened with my team in the WNBA and my visa stuff. So I had to come back to Nigeria to get my visa, and my bag didn't come with me. So before I could get my bag, the wristwatch was missing. Not just the wristwatch, most of my stuff was missing too. So
Which flight?
Air France.
Did you take up any case with them and all that?
I did, but I mean, they were just pushing, tossing me around. So I just forgot about it. After all, it's just a material thing.
All right. On the back of a 15-match unbeaten run on the continent, um, you know, 2017 we had 8 victories, and then 2019 we had eight plus 8 minus 15.
Right.
8 minus 15. That's
No,
how
what?
many wins in Senegal?
5.
Okay. So on the back of a 15 match unbeaten run on the continent, um, you scored you scored 11 points, 8.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists per game at that tournament. Your stats dropped,
Then my
but
start drop.
we still won the tournament. How much of importance or of a role did you play at the last
In
AfroBasket?
Senegal. Um, well, in Senegal there was a lot going on, and though I don't know about my start because they messed my start up too. But there was a lot going on in Senegal, you know. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I saw a big difference in my game. My I stepped up. You know, yeah, maybe everybody's eyes like looking at the stats, it dropped, but I stepped up in terms of being a team player and looking out for my team. That's the most important thing. And yeah, I think I did a good job, and I showed up when they needed me. You know, when they needed me, I showed up, and that's the most important thing.
Okay. Um, when we spoke to Promise, she related her experience as a rookie on the
Yeah,
continent, people like that. But this was a second time out. Looking at the game against Senegal, a lot of Nigerians didn't watch what really happened um, backstage. You trying to make your way to the venue, the intimidation, the
yeah,
crowd, on outside, you know, trying to gain access to the indoor court. Um, People that fainted because of the overcrowding and all that and all that. All we saw on TV, we saw a beautiful ambience, we saw a beautiful uh, stage where thousands of people witnessed, indoor,
yeah.
fantastic. Um, Tell us the underlying story behind the second AfroBasket victory for us.
Well, well, the good thing about the second Afro basket is nobody fought. That's the good thing about it. But
Nobody what?
nobody fought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in terms of the whole experience, it was a great experience, through all adversities, through the one of the finals, actually, the finals, I was surprised that Senegal came to practice where we normally do our shoot around. I was surprised because they're on the court. They normally don't show up. So I was surprised to see them um, during that shoot around period. But what, we had traffic. The traffic was like it was a lot because I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the crowd or they were trying to just delay us or something. I don't know, but it was just a lot. There was a lot going on in terms of the people, like just throwing stuff at us, like shaming us, But we overlooked it. Everybody was in their game mode, listening to music, so they wasn't really paying attention to what was going on around. And then we got stepped on the court, and then people throwing salt at us during the games, like halftime, well, like salt, egg on the floor, water or something, and just the heat, no place to breathe. Like it was a lot. But at the end of the day, I'm just thankful we won the game.
Um, and how easy was it for you to make your way out of the venue, having broken millions of Senegalese hearts? After that victory.
No, we had to wait. I think we were the last group to leave the stadium. Um, but people were still outside waiting for us. I think after we beat them, the people that are violent left. I think so. So the ones that were cheering us up, were there just waiting for us to cheer us on. And but we waited. We just waited for everybody to leave before leaving.
Now, taking our mind back to the World Cup, amazing run for you personally before your stats started dropping for the national team.
Why do you have to repeat the start dropping?
Because I'm just stating the obvious so that we know.
My
And then,
start doesn't drop
then,
overseas, duh.
then, then you need to step up. Stepping up against Australia at the World Cup in Spain, and then you had to face what's her name
Turkey.
now? Campbell. That's
Oh, Cambridge, yeah,
Cambridge. That
the big baby.
the monster. Looking at that, nobody really gave us a chance going to that World Cup because based on the power ranking, the friendlies we played, the history of African teams at the World Cup, not that impressive. But a whole lot of things changed after the game against Australia, and then this Agidi came into play, the Agidi from the Nigerian side, and then we wanted to die on the court. Was it because of the motivation financially in terms of blessing, or you guys were just out to make a statement that, oh man, this is time for us in Nigeria to tell the world that it's time that they recognize what we're doing?
Well, yeah, it was a huge. For one, it was a huge disadvantage playing against a 6'8", 6'9" player. Well, I think what motivated us was during halftime, when coach came around and he was telling us that they really looking down on us, they mocking us. The commentators, like the stuff they were saying was so bad that got us upset, and we made, excuse me, we made a little changes afterwards, and that changed. And we took advantage of, from that moment, we took advantage of every time this Cambridge leaves the court. We always take advantage of that, you know. And when we think, like when we're closing the gap, then they put her back in. And, obviously she's tall. All she got to do is stay inside the paint and turn around. That was a struggle. I think she was the help Australia needed just to take the lead. From that moment against Australia, we lost, but we earned that respect from that moment.
Funny enough, she has a Nigerian blood. Her
Yeah.
father is from Nigeria, and then her mother is from Australia. When you look at all these situations, and some will probably say level of patriotism or personal experiences growing up, and all that. Could she have made any difference to have been featured in the green white green jersey rather than the kangaroo color of Australia, the green and yellow or gold?
Well, I don't know when she started playing for the national team, but I think it was, if we knew early that she was Nigerian, she had Nigerian blood, I think it would have been better. It would have been better for, at least we have 1, 6, 8, 6, 9 player on the national team. But I think her playing for the national team would have made a huge difference.
Okay. In that particular game, let me bring your mind back to it. That was your highest scoring point at the World Cup. You had 21 points. You caught a total of 5 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, 4 defensive rebound, 1 assist, and your efficiency was 21. When others were trying to or struggling to have a grasp of what it takes to be at the World Cup, we got you arrived early in camp, let me put it like that, and then you hit the ground running. Um, for you as a person playing against Australia in front of thousands of people, millions of viewers at home, and then way back in Nigeria trying to impress. Um, what were those things going through your mind? You know, playing against such a powerhouse. Was it just you playing basketball, or it was just about you channeling all your challenges or your frustrations off the court to play basketball?
Um, it was just me playing basketball. You know, I don't know if you noticed the first against Australia, the first half of the game, I was struggling. I was struggling. But after talking to Magda Ben, like after halftime, that I think I calmed myself down. I just played basketball. I just played. So it was me playing basketball. It wasn't because of what was going on around. Basketball is a fun game. All you gotta do is just let the game come to you, have fun. But when there's a lot of frustration around it, you tend to struggle too. So it was just me playing basketball.
Okay. Second game against Turkey. We played them earlier on our way to Spain in a tune-up match, and then we were beating Black and Blue. Then, all of a sudden, less than a week later, we met again. We defeated them. Was it as a result of the girls stepping up their game, or Turkey took us for granted?
That game doesn't count. But we were too tired. Like we were imagine like we went to Abuja to visit the Minister of Sports and then came back and then very late. And then we had to wake up at 5 a.m. to go practice. And then traveled that same day to get in the next day and then practice the day we got into Turkey. There was so much, and then we wake up early to go practice and then play again. There was so much like tiredness. We were so tired that we wasn't at our best. We wasn't moving. We knew we wasn't moving in that game, and they took advantage. And Turkish refs are terrible. So they took advantage of that. They were excited. But the good part was they showed us their best. They showed us their best when we were at our worst. And we took advantage of that moment against them during the World Cup because we knew, oh, okay, you know what, this person can shoot, and this person we just need to not let her get the ball. So we scouted them at that moment, and then the people that we didn't really think was going to help was the people that was really helping during that game.
Like who now?
No, I'm talking about against Turkey. We scouted the people that play their best, their top five players. We scouted them out. Like they were nowhere to be found. So it was like the people from the bench that came to help them.
Okay. Um, Before the World Cup, there were so many things that happened. So many things happened. Will you be will you be interested in talking about some of the things that happened in camp, the Ditagress camp that led to the change of Sam Vincent, and then the arrival of Coach Otis, Ulis, and all that? Um, was this thing you've been in so many teams? As at the last time of cancer now, you played for 5 teams professionally. Um, these things are they normal amongst women? This infighting and then this trying to I don't know how to put it, but what happened in Atlanta is it normal or just a case of Nigerians being Nigerians?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not in my place to ask because I'm just a player. I'm a player too that does. But again, it's a normal thing. Coaches get fired and replaced anytime overseas. It's not. I mean, it's not a big deal. But again, it's not in my place to add it. You know.
No, there were some issues also between players. Um, they had altercations, you know, probably at the point they were trying to get physical with each other, that, got to become a bad PR for the federation back home in Nigeria, thankfully.
We women, we are so dramatic, we get emotional early. So it's like, I mean, we let our feelings get over us, but we were able to uh, just sort it out within ourselves. We kept all our differences aside and just play basketball. So we all are dramatic. So it's not really a big deal for us. It's something that we could, like, we trashed. We just let it slide and do what we had to do, which was to play and put our name, not our name. I'm talking about Nigeria, because it's our country. So to put the name out there. So we just put our differences aside and just we just play basketball. So it's not a big deal.
Then how easy was that for you to put up a united front, because we know that women keep malice a lot. But how easy was it, to put it, aside all the off-court scene, the scenarios, and then put up a united front on the court, because nobody noticed.
We're professionals, We're professionals. We know how to differentiate between business and issues. When it's time to play basketball, we play. That's I think that's how easy it is, because as a professional, you dealing with putting your emotions first before business, like, cuts your check. It can cost you your job. So we were able to just put our differences aside, like our emotions. So we put business first before emotions. So that's how easy it is for us.
Why do you like money so much? Everything is about money, check, and pay and pay
Oh,
cost. Why do you like money so much?
I, you need money to take care of yourself now. You need money to feed. You need money to do some stuff. So money is not important, but it's important.
What? It's not important, but it's important. Okay. Um, Looking at the game against France at the World Cup, we lost 62 points to 84 against France. At the point, the game was very close, but we let it slip. Was it the right result that we could have gotten at that particular point in that competition, or we look down on ourselves?
Uh, France was the last game we played. At that point, we were really tired because it was like we lost Aisha to injury, and um, Cookie wasn't available. Like, we lost some of our players. So we were put in a position we wasn't supposed to be at, and most of us we were so tired. Um, yeah, I think we lost by 6, right? You said we lost by 6.
With 6, we lost
How many
by
points?
how many points now? That was it. You are talking about Canada.
No, we lost to Canada by 1.
62-84 was the final score.
Yeah,
62.
well, we were so tired, so we were really tired against France, and we couldn't. I mean, fatigue got the best of us. Let me just put it that way.
Somebody said that was just an excuse. Do you agree?
It's a no, it's fatigue just got the best of us. That's all I can say. If I want to keep giving an excuse, I would. It was just fatigue, so it wasn't an excuse. It wasn't an excuse.
Okay. Um, it just left us in doing the maths. We lost with um,
Yes, you said 64-82.
18 points, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
No,
huge.
it's bad. It's bad, but hey, we lost, but we were top 8. We finished 8. So yeah, that's a good job to us.
All right. Kelechi Anuna is online now, and trying to play some tricks. Let's look at the national team setup right now. Who will you describe as the go-to guy when it comes to 3-point shots, and then when it comes to the inside play?
3 points to take
Yeah.
the 3-point shot on our team.
My team.
Sarah Ogoke is a really great shooter. If she doesn't need, like, if she doesn't think too much about the shot, she just take it. I think it's like a ball, like ball go bucket. Sarah Ogoke is like a go-to when it comes to taking a 3-point shot. And yeah, if he can shoot too, if he's a good shooter too. But when I'm talking about a two player, Sarah Ogoke is someone I would pick.
So you don't hold the same mindset with Promise, who said it would either be Ezine or herself, since they're going for Sarah.
You said the two-player, isn't it? The point guard, not the two-player.
No,
Promise, yeah, Promise,
3-point shot.
Promise is a great player too. Like shooting wise, shooting percentage wise, you're talking about percentage. It's like,
Yeah.
I that was why I said Sarah Ogoke, Promise too. Yeah, isn't it can really shoot the ball too. But in terms of percentage wise, I'll pick Sarah and Promise.
Okay. What about the inside play? You want to box the you want to box inside the three perimeter and all that and all that. Who
Perimeter or
inside
like
the
post players.
inside the paint? If you want to play some power play, just like Cambridge did to us at the World Cup. But this time around, you're talking about Nigeria. We have the likes of Evelyn Akhator, Aisha Mohammed, um, Macaulay. What's her name again? Uh,
Sarah.
no, not Sarah.
Giggles. It's Sarah now.
Yeah, Sarah Imovio, and also what's her name?
Hello.
Elo. We have a lot of them. Out of all these people that we mentioned, who should they give the ball to? Probably to make the ball drop or to get a foul.
Okay. So Aisha is a person that really can take contact. If you're talking about a plate that would provide buckets, and so I would pick Aisha because she knows how to be patient with the ball and take the contact with the foul. So I'll pick Aisha.
Um, let's look at Aisha as an athlete. She has been there. She has done that way before you guys came on the scene. Presently, I think she's the only Olympian
Hmm.
on this um, present team we have right now. And then there are rumors that she will probably retire after the Olympics. How much of impact has she had on the next generation of D Tigers that are coming around?
I mean, the past Olympic, I didn't really watch her play, but from 2017 when I started playing all the way, she has, in as much as she doesn't play much, she used her experience. That's what veterans do. That's what vets do. Even though you're not playing, you're like ability to coach other players that play, and she has been doing a good job in doing that. Um, so far, being the skipper of the team, she's been doing a good job of that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think her being on the team is something that, like, she has really impacted me. I don't know about others, but she impacted me. You know, maybe maybe because she calls me a baby boy. She impacted me, and I think with her experience going forward, giving us, looking up to her, giving her, I think her feeding us her experience is going to help us impact the other people coming up.
In Nigerian basketball circle, when it comes to the women national team, if you have to pick the top 3 outstanding players that ever played for the national team, the legends, based on what you have, the information you have, the games that you've watched, the stories, the history, who will you describe as probably top 3 legends that came out of the national team for women?
That really impacted the game, like the past. Well, I don't know all the players, but I'm just gonna give you like list of players from the ones I know. Ufo Mudoka, uh, hi, there's this lady I'm trying to remember, but yeah, Ufo Mudoka, Mobolaji Akiode, um, I think yeah,
Top 3.
Amaka,
Top 3.
top 3.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're not talking about stat wise, right? We're just talking about game wise.
That left impression on you, that won titles for Nigeria, that if you had to sleep and then wake up and somebody asks you all-time greatest, their name pops into your head.
Ufo Mudoka, Mobolaji Adeoke, Mobolaji Akiode, Magda Ben, Margaret.
All right. Out of all these 3 players, who do you look up to in terms of probably trying to match their achievement, or getting inspired by what they did for the national team?
Not just national team alone. I'm talking about in general in life. I'm going with my mentor. I'm going with my mentor,
Who's a mentor?
Mobolaji for sure.
Not Magda Ben.
Mobolaji Akiode has been my mentor.
Oh, that's a big story. But a lot of people probably thought Magda Ben mentored you, and
I knew myself in 2017. I've known Mobolaji since 2010.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, the 2 AfroBasket medals, which one was more important to you?
Which one was more important? They both important to me.
Yeah,
Both.
won it the first time, coming to the team, being the backbone of the team. The second one, you won it in an hostile environment, which qualified you for a playoff, um, you know, for the ahead of the Olympics and all that and all that. But which one?
The first. The
Why?
first was much more.
Why was
Because I think the first Malian team was more stronger than
Malians
the
or Mali?
second. Mali are called Malians. It's not the no. I'm not talking about Mali. I'm talking about the real Malians. Okay. Okay. So the first Malian teams are much more stronger than the second. So and it was a tough business for us, and through all the drama going around, we fighting against Senegal for taking our spot. Like it was just a lot. We were able to be like we played unselfish basketball. We just played as a team, loved each other, and just play through pain, injury. Like we were just able to play, and against Senegal too. They put up a good fight against us. So it was just a lot that went down, and we still came out with the whole championship, the whole medal. So I would really cherish that moment more.
All right. Alimi Sikiru is asking whether you're a Malian. Are you a Malian?
I'm not a Malian. I'm just Evelyn Akhator.
All right. We will come back and continue the conversation because our 1 hour limit is up, and then we will try and reconnect again and bring you back.
Okay.